Hi, Cass. How are you doing this week?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
Doing good. I know that we did go over a lot of different aspects last week when we met. So I did just want to pick up there. Do you want to go ahead and start by how you have gone through your last week and any changes?
Yeah, sure. I know that a few of my friends, they tried to reach out to go do something, and I was gonna try. I really was, because I know that you told me to try to make an effort to go out or step out of the house for a little bit, but I don't know. I said yes, and then the day of, I was like, oh, something came up, but I will say I did get out of the house to go grocery shopping. So I mean, it's better than ordering food because I don't want to leave my house. But I mean, other than that, I haven't really tried to talk to someone. I've
Mhm.
just, I feel more comfortable at home. I just feel like everything's just been overwhelming.
Yeah, I know we talked about a lot of different aspects, like different topics last week. I know the decision that they made with your graduate program was kind of like the pivotal moment for you. And I just wanted to kind of assess where you're at with that now.
I mean, I think I've come to terms with accepting that it's happened. I just now that reality has struck, I feel like a failure. Kind of embarrassed, to be honest. I haven't really talked to my parents about it, especially not my dad. I do not want to talk to my dad about that. And my friends kind of have an idea because I've kind of been MIA, but other than that, I don't know. The anxiety is overwhelming and I don't know how to make it better. And that's why I just reached out again and I just want the help.
Well, I'm definitely happy to help support you in this. And I did want to touch upon your feelings. They're completely valid. I know that firsthand, things that are unexpected are difficult to deal with. And so I want you to know that this is a safe, comfortable place. We can talk about anything. We can put something on the table if we need to. I just want to make sure like I'm meeting you where
Thank
you're
you.
at. And I know that you had mentioned your parents. So I did want to briefly go through that. You're you haven't spoken to them or you haven't talked to them, haven't seen them.
I talk to my mom almost every day. I feel like she can kind of sense something is wrong, but I haven't really built the courage to talk to her about it just because I don't know if my dad's around or if he's gonna say anything. Growing up, it was really, I guess, weird for the norm of a father figure, but during grade school and stuff, my dad would always leave for days at a time. And every time he would come back, me being his little girl, I was so happy to have my dad back home. And I always looked for him for reassurance and just my happiness really because it's like I'm with my mom all the time. I'm used to my mom. But having my dad around was something exciting and fun and we would always play all the time, but I don't know, at some point everything flipped and I feel like he kind of started becoming verbally abusive. And I don't know if that's too harsh, but I think that's the right term. He just, every time I would try to go to him or oh, dad, I accomplished this, he's just like, oh, it's not good enough. Oh, dad, I got a B, a B in my test exam and I studied so hard for it. He's like, oh, well, it's not an A. It would be things like that. And so every time I reached out, it was just something negative. And I feel like that's why I've just been so anxious because as much as I want to tell them so I can just get it off my chest, it's just overwhelming. I'm like, no, because he's going to tell me I'm a failure again. And I just don't want to hear that.
That's a lot in
Yeah.
itself. And I completely understand why you're hesitant to reach out to your parents. I do want to understand more about your support system. I know you said you had two friends at church that you spent a lot of time with and that you do live with. And how has that changed?
I mean, they're still here. I don't know if I mentioned this, but we all have our own rooms. And it sounds really bad, but like because of everything that's been going on, I just like whenever I don't hear them out in like the kitchen or the living area, like I'll run out really quick and grab a bite to eat. Or I kind of just been isolating myself to my room, and I feel like I need this time, but at the same time I'm like I don't want to get stuck in it. And I've never been depressed before, but I'm afraid that like what if I do this to myself and I end up falling into depression? Like the anxiety is overwhelming enough. But my friends are here. I mean, they say hi to me. They've knocked on my door, see like if I want to go get a bite. And I've just told them like, oh, I'm busy, like doing stuff, but they kind of know, but I haven't really told them like officially.
And how does that make you feel?
It's hard, I think, because I know like even like with church groups and stuff, like we would always go together like to Sunday Mass or Bible study and stuff. And now I've kind of like not been attending. I have like this weird like thought that like I'm not good enough or like God no longer loves me because everything in life's just going bad. And it's really felt this way for so long. And during like my undergrad, everything was just going so well that I didn't even think about that. And so now it's constantly like, oh, growing up, my dad thought it was a failure. And look, now here he is, like, and I'm not proving him wrong anymore. Like I'm back in the same hole that I was before I even started college. So I don't know, I just haven't really been reaching out to them, and I do kind of miss it.
Do you think that your friends would not understand?
No, I think they would. I just feel like they're all doing so well for themselves. Like, not all of them went to grad school, but the ones that did, like, they're doing so good. And when I was like applying for the program, they knew every detail about it. They knew that I applied, they knew I got my interview. And I feel like if I were to tell them, it'd be like a bummer, or like they'd look at me differently because I wasn't good enough to make it in the program. But I don't know. I don't think necessarily, but I think I might just be overthinking it. I don't know.
You did mention that your mom most likely senses something's different.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your friends that you live with can also sense it,
Yeah.
especially if you're only going out when they're not around.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to understand a little bit more as to why you're isolating yourself. It seems like your mom is understanding. You speak to her every day. And I know you're a bit hesitant to speak to your dad about it, but it seems like your friends are there and they want to be there. And
Yeah.
I kind of want to see what it looks like for you to take that step and just leaning on them in this time.
I don't know. It's just all so scary. I feel like the reason why I don't step out is because I don't want to mess up again. And I don't, I know that my friends would be there for me. Like I'm realizing that now, but it's scary because it's like, what if they don't accept me for who I am and for messing up, I guess, and having this pivotal moment in my life completely flip 180, I don't know.
Do you think that there is a space that you can go to just at least take a first step in trying to start a conversation with them about it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I'm necessarily ready to like get out the house, but possibly go grab a bite or even ask them if they want to watch a movie when we're all not working or something like that. I think that would be a good idea.
I know you had mentioned earlier about like your anxiousness and kind of just like hesitancy to just be around others. And I think we both realized together that you have the support and it might not be with who we would, definitely choose to initiate that first conversation with. But it seems to me like you have someone that you can turn to. And so I think that this is a great opportunity for you to just take that first step and see what your friends have to say. Just open up that door and let them in. And it may be uncomfortable at first, but it seems to me if they supported you with your undergrad and they've supported you in the process of getting to this point, I don't doubt that they're going to just close the door on you. I feel like this is going to be a great starting point of just getting out there, kind of building that support outside of these sessions with me
Yeah.
and kind of navigating what your community looks like. Because although this was a big moment, this isn't going to be your only moment. And from here on out, it's going to be more positive and there's going to be plenty of time for growth. And I want you to feel supported in that.
Okay. Yeah, I think this has definitely made me feel a lot better. I didn't expect it to go so well or for me to have this many like realizations, and I feel good about it. I think I can definitely try to put that step ahead of me and try it out, you know. They never were unsupportive in the past, so I don't see why they would be now. But yeah, I'll try that.
Okay, that sounds like a good first step. And maybe if you're hesitant to reach out to your friends, I know you are probably going to speak to your mom tomorrow. So maybe just ask her if you guys can meet up, if that's feasible. And my biggest hope is by next week, you will have at least spoken to someone else about this. And we can kind of navigate together next time as to how we can help with all the other parts that brought you into therapy. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. I'll see you next week. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.